Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to the third and final Time Agent 2009 special, The Fallen Hero. This Time Agent vlog is on The Fallen Hero. Now this one's a bit of a different sort of episode. It's a non-linear story. That means it's, I think this is the right term, that means it's not in order, as opposed to a linear one. Yeah. We see Liam running back to base when a mysterious figure, who he does not recognise, but later on, again, like the Venators, he should have recognised. It's just so the audience can be on the same level as opposed to catching up. But in the context of the story, it doesn't exactly work completely. So the Zakatron Oracle knocks Liam out after giving him a warning that one of his team will die. And knocks him out for a couple of hours. He wakes up the next day. He realises, whoops. We then see the events that have been happening the previous day. We see Bob being threatened by the flower aliens when he goes back into their turf. We see Hannah and Pierre trying to see Dan, but Liam's not letting her. We get a bit more Dan's backstory here, but we don't exactly see it take place. Typical. Then Dan finds this key, and then a spaceship appears. Brilliant look to it. And then somehow it's Liam saying that it's the flower, not the flower, it's the Zakatrons in his head. And yet we didn't see the Zakatrons on the screen in this episode yet. He just says it's the Zakatrons. After he mentions it to Hannah, we see the ship, and then he says it's the Zakatrons. As opposed to later on when we find out it is a Zakatron ship from Liam. And whilst it looks good, it is a different design from the first appearance, so I'm not sure. Maybe this one, again, they're just trying to evade the Earth without what their deal with Katrina Mills in this next series. Now, following the context of the first episode, it seems fair enough, but with the events of Series 2 happening, it's still a bit strange why they're doing this early invasion. Although a good thing is that we do see, the appearance of the Zakatron Oracle. Although in one shot with Agent Liam in the ship, there is a strange shot where he is disappeared from a shot. It's just looking like it's the inside of the ship. Meanwhile, Dan gives Ben the key, and then he and Bob go off to try and stop the flower. Not the flower, it's the Zakatrons, when the flower aliens kidnap Bob. And then have a go at him for not listening to it, for ignoring them in an attempt to execute him. And yet, that's a strange bit, because they said if he came into the woods again, they would do that. But he was running on the street, and then they just kidnapped him. I'm not sure why they did that. Did they just get fed up with him? So they thought, oh, to hell with this. And then just kidnapped him a few hours after their warning. And yet, the furthest Bob got back into that forest after that meeting earlier today, the closest he got was the opening. But I don't know, the flower aliens are dicks in this episode. No wonder most of them get wiped out in the next episode. And then again, when the mutated ones come along, eventually there's a battle, a big battle, and this time we have the villain's motivation. And also, Sebi Tracy is fantastic in these scenes. This is probably the last most improvised episode as opposed to more scripted. Or following the script. And Sebi is just let off loose. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. He's like, army attack! And then you see different versions of him doing some stuff. Maybe some fighting, maybe getting shot. And then there's this one, he's just saying, yeah, go get him! Sebi is brilliant in this episode. As Dan the Cyborg, he's just great. It's a shame all the Dan clones die. Well, if you count Ultimate Conflict as canon, one other clone copy, although Ultimate Conflict is not generally considered canon, so it's really only one Dan, and even with Ultimate Conflict left, there is only one Dan by the end of the series, the next series, and you can't save Dan after that. No! We'll get to that next time. Well, not next time, next series. 6 vlogs time. One person who does die here is Ben, sadly. He gets axed off, and this time Proppers he doesn't get saved by the Sea of Souls or the Mortis Code. Surely Mortis would probably have saved him anyway if he could. And Danny. And Bob, when he gets axed off. That one will be the next episode. Bob hasn't really done much, and he gets axed off after 4 episodes. Ouch. He's good in the battle scenes. He's fun to watch. This will be Matt Williams' last episode as well. Well, apart from the scenes in Redemption of Mortis. This will be Harry and Matt's last episode apart from that. Because Bob will be played by Sebi and Jamie Carroll in the next one. I guess it's all. They just stopped. They probably also did some Dan the Cyborg and Dan's Diary stuff, but I don't think so. Yes. This one's a great one, and the Zachatron's plans failed when they killed Ben because he was holding the key! And that's pretty much the fallen hero. The Zachatrons are defeated by their own stupidity, not the first time. And Liam mopes a little bit, and Dan just doesn't care about Ben at the moment. He will in Series 2, but he's just talking about him and his clones and the Zachatron defeat. But yeah, it's a great ending. It's a shame this wasn't part of Series 2, but it would have been a good ending. But it's a great episode, and it sets up Series 2 pretty well, especially with the Zachatron return at the end of the series. So yeah, I was thinking of keeping it as a 9 out of 10. I think I'll stay as a 9 out of 10. So that's The Fallen Hero. It's a great episode. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time where we begin Series 2. Yes! Series 2 at last! With the new member. Okay, it's the weaker end of Series 2, but it gets better. I'll see you guys next time.